So my name is Julie Brixie, and I'm a state representative from Meridian Township in the 73rd House District.
So tell me a little bit about the bill package, the bills that you're sponsoring today, 4482, I believe?
I have been working on justice for survivors of sex abuse since I came to the legislature almost 6 years ago. And my bill package that I've been working on with my colleagues would extend the statute of limitations for criminal sexual conduct, because Michigan is the absolute worst in the nation for statute of limitations. We're the only state that has set a statute of limitation depending on what the occupation of the abuser was, rather than what the crime that was committed was. Prior to 2018, the statute of limitations was 3 years. So if an 8-year-old was abused, they somehow would be expected to find a lawyer and come forward by the time they were 11. The strange thing about childhood sex abuse is that the average age a victim comes forward is 52. So you can see that we really need to join in with other states to allow people who have been victimized as children and young adults to have time to come forward and get justice for what happened to them. So you can see that we really need to join in with other states to allow people. So our bills would modify statute of limitations for civil cases. It would also change the statute of limitations for criminal cases. It would change the CSC for CSC 2 and 3 to age 42. And the bills would also waive governmental immunity under certain circumstances. And what they do is waive governmental immunity only for CSC crimes for any kind of educational institution. And the reason we wanted to do that is because where do children spend the bulk of their time if they're not at home? It's in school. And we really need to protect children, and by changing these statute of limitations, we'll allow people to come forward and we'll protect children and get institutional change that we need. We need to hold institutions accountable for what they've done if they have covered up pedophiles that have been in their ranks. But today, the way that Michigan's laws are protecting pedophiles.
Yeah. Do you work with or have, talked to child sexual abuse victims in working with these bills? Is this just a personal effort on your part just to bring justice to the community?
I have worked with a variety of different survivor groups, especially survivors on MSU's campus, and working with those survivors and knowing some of them personally with the tragedy that occurred at MSU is what really brought my interest to this topic. And the more I learned about it, the more I came to understand how terrible Michigan's laws are. All over the country, states are modifying their statutes of limitation as people recognize the delayed disclosure phenomenon and how long it takes people to come forward after they've been abused.
Michigan's law currently are about occupations rather than...
So Michigan is the only state that opened up a revival window for past survivors of sex abuse that was based on the occupation of the abuser. No other state has ever done that. And we had a Big Ten sports doctor that was abusing patients, and our bills to allow those survivors just access to the justice system were so narrow that a year and a half later, it was discovered that University of Michigan had another Big Ten sports doctor that had abused even more patients, over 1,000 survivors in the U of M case. And the laws that we had made and changed were so inadequate that they didn't even cover that case. So our bill package does what most states are doing, and that is it's based on the crime, not the occupation of the abuser, and it gives people adequate time to come forward to report the abuse that they've suffered. And our bill package would not protect pedophiles. Current law protects pedophiles. Michigan shouldn't be protecting pedophiles. We should be allowing survivors access to the justice system.